So if you look at the nucleus and look at the first Bohr orbit, second Bohr orbit, third Bohr orbit, and so on. As we go from here to here, radius will increase or decrease? Radius will increase. What about the velocity? Velocity will decrease because the force will decrease. So V will decrease. What about the total energy? Does it increase or decrease? Yes? Decrease or increase? Total energy increases because it is having a minus sign. So minus 13.6 is lesser than minus 3.4. So total energy increases at infinity 0, but here it is minus 13.6. So as we go out, total energy increases. Potential energy also increases and kinetic energy decreases. So please remember this. Okay. When discuss the IIT JEE questions, some questions have come on this. As you go out, whether energy increases or decreases. So as you go out, total energy increases, potential energy increases, kinetic energy decreases. But if somebody asks us the magnitude of the potential energy or the magnitude of total energy, that will decrease as we go out. Now we talk about hydrogen-like atoms. Hydrogen-like atoms means atoms with one electron. Or basically they will be ions. So He plus and lithium plus plus are hydrogen-like atoms because they got only one electron. Now to go from hydrogen to hydrogen-like, in all equations replace E square by ZE square. So that is how we can get the formula for hydrogen-like atoms. In every formula for hydrogen, if you replace E square by ZE square, you will get the formula for hydrogen-like atoms. Because for hydrogen, you got only a plus E charge here, an electron moving around it. So the force is proportional to E square. In a hydrogen-like atom, you got Z into E inside the nucleus. So plus ZE charge is there inside the nucleus, and one electron is outside. So force is proportional to ZE square. So if you have the equation, in every equation you replace E square by ZE square, you get the formula for hydrogen-like atoms. We have seen for hydrogen, the radius is proportional to n square. For hydrogen-like, the radius will become proportional to n square upon z. For hydrogen, the velocity is proportional to 1 by n. For hydrogen-like, the velocity is proportional to z by n. For hydrogen, the energy is proportional to 1 by n square. For hydrogen-like, the energy is proportional to z square upon n square. Always remember, n and z come on opposite side of the numerator and denominator. If z is downstairs, n will come upstairs. So always they are on opposite side. Z is squared only for energy. So now let's take up a simple problem. Suppose you have to find the radius of the third orbit of lithium plus plus. So you have to find the radius of the third orbit of lithium plus plus. Z is 3 for lithium. N is also 3 here. We know that radius is proportional to n square by z. So R3 for lithium plus plus will be 3 square upon 3 into 0.529 angstroms. That comes out to be 1.587 angstroms. So this is the radius of the third orbit of lithium plus plus. So radius is proportional to n square upon z. Suppose we have to find the velocity of electron in the fourth orbit of helium plus. So here Z is 2, N is 4, and velocity is proportional to Z by N. See, if you remember N, where is N? Rn, N square is in the numerator. Velocity, N is in the denominator. So Z will be on the opposite side. Z will not get squared unless it is for energy. So V4 for He plus will be equal to 2 upon 4 into 2.19 into 10 to the power 6 meter per second. That comes out to be 1.095 into 10 to the power 6 meter per second. Now we look at the emission spectrum of hydrogen atom. Normally, the electron in the hydrogen atom will be in the ground state, that is n equal to 1. It gets some energy, it can jump to higher energy levels. So this is say n equal to 2, n equal to 3, n equal to 4, n equal to 5. N equal to 6, n equal to 7. So as far as the Bohr model is concerned, these are the orbits. And our present understanding, these are various energy levels. This is called K shell, L shell, M, N, O, P, Q, so on. Okay, these names are for historical reasons. Suppose electron has come to n equal to 2. You will jump back immediately, okay, and emit a radiation. This radiation is called K alpha line. When electron jumps from the second orbit to the first orbit, the radiation emitted is known as K alpha line. When the electron jumps from the third energy level to the first energy level, then we get the K beta line. Similarly, it jumps from the fourth energy level to the first energy level, we get the K gamma line. All these lines lie in the ultraviolet region of the electromagnetic spectrum, and they are called Lyman series. So whenever electron jumps to the first orbit, we get a series of lines, and those are called Lyman series, and they lie in the ultraviolet region of the electromagnetic spectrum. Suppose the electron jumps from the third energy level to the second energy level, then this line is called L alpha line. Jumping from fourth to 2, you get L beta line. Jumping from fifth to 2, you get L gamma line.